Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Mana Talk. My show is about saving the planet and all of its inhabitants. I know it's a stretch, but if we had the right leaders running countries, etc., maybe we could get something positive happening. Anyway, it's been pretty crazy and nuts, and I feel for so many people out there that are going through the coronavirus problems, etc., and everything that's happening. Just being quarantined in your house and the threat of people, having so much anxiety in a sense, and I'm sure it's very frustrating. I'm in a state down West Virginia where everything's getting close. It's getting nutty. And please, everybody, be good to each other. Be polite. Have some empathy. Be considerate. A lot of things. So anyway, my show is about power and talking. Mana meaning power in Hawaiian because I'm 42% Hawaiian. And my culture is all about, usually using words to get the things that are necessary and needed. And, I think there is power in our words, and I'm seeing it happen all over the place. I'm seeing it happen on many different shows. I plug them all the time. They're all out there. A circle of people that I believe that really and truly give a crap and care about this planet and all of its inhabitants, and that includes other political parties, other religions, other ethnicities, um, um, uh, whatever you believe in or whatever, as long as you're somewhat decent, nice, considerate person, and have goals to do what the things you need. If you want more joy and less pain, then you do it. You go for it, and I think that's great. But recently, we've been watching, and I mean, I've been really watching this more than any other election or primary, that is, which is Bernie Sanders, and that's the reason why I'm doing the show. I'm dumbfounded. I am baffled beyond belief. I am seeing, and my connection is terrible right now. I don't know why that is. I am seeing just a plethora of terrible, terrible. Let me see if this is working with that. Yeah, it's breaking up kind of bad. I wonder why that's happening. Maybe it's because of Facebook. Anyway, I am. Let me see if I get rid of that might help. Okay. Anyway, look, it's Bernie's boat. Okay, it's simple. And I am talking about Bernie Sanders' campaign run for primary once again. And I mean, there's so many places I can start on why it's been tanking, or from the beginning it's been tanking. And I'll kind of go over that as much as possible. But we don't have a lot of time. The country, in my professional opinion and just my feeling, is in dire straits. My last show is about possibly a corporate takeover to rescue the country, which is a great excuse, and what the Republicans and the Democrats have probably been waiting for. I mean, it's the biggest cash grab I've ever seen. I mean, 9/11 was one thing, but this is huge, and if they let it, and if they allow it, and if they keep letting this continue, and I don't know if there's a cure or a vaccine or whatever the case may be, but if they do have a way to stop the insanity that's happening right now, and it is insanity, like I said, that shaman lady in the movie Avatar, she clearly says, she's talking to Sully, right, in the movie Avatar. Sully is the Avatar, and she goes and tells him, we're going to try to cure you of your insanity. Cure you of your insanity. And it's insane. And people people are looking for some hope. People are looking for a better life. People, like I said, the core of it is more joy and less pain. I mean, if you look at everything, some people like pain, and some people have too much joy, in my opinion. But I've been watching this unfold, and I've gone through this elections process and primaries for years because I'm old. And what I've seen thus far from 2015 to now is that it is apparently and extremely obvious, like a rock is hard and water you can drink. This is how obvious it is, depending where you get your water. Bernie's been that enemy you want to keep closer, and your friend's not as close from day one. And I'm not sure if he ever understood that because, he's playing with people at a very high level. He's out of touch with a lot of different things that are out there. People have given him recommendations and referrals, and he just believes them because he's such a good-hearted, nice, decent, in my opinion, man. I mean, I think he's just a swell guy. But in the political environment that he's in, he has to realize that it's a fucking dog eat dog Shark Tank, just scorpions going at it. It's and he has to know this. So what he, from my profession, from my observations, from the very beginning, once he realized in 2016, in July of 2016, I think it was 2015 of July of 2016, which was the Democratic convention, where he had an opportunity to contest. He had, and he could have. He didn't have to follow and be Hillary Clinton's cabin boy or provide her with 39 more rallies while she's in the background just laughing at this guy. I mean, if you saw the videos, but it was obvious that Bernie's rallies and the people that have been completely and thoroughly been supporting him the numbers are crazy. If you, as a consensus worker, let's just say you were Santa Claus and you were able to go to every household and talk to the U.S. voting republic, and ask all of them, who did you want to see instead of Hillary Clinton in 2016? I guarantee you would get a lot of people that would have said Bernie Sanders for sure, or many would have said, I would have also, I'd supported Bernie Sanders. I wanted him to do it. Or I like Bernie Sanders. Or I guarantee the majority of people out there would have loved to see him beat Hillary Clinton. And it was very obvious back then, that where there was a paper trail in 2016, Hillary Clinton didn't win those primary caucus states. Where there wasn't a paper trail, and this is a fact, she won. But you have to look at her rally. I mean, the physical proof has been there. If you look at her rally, she had, I think the most she had ever had at one time was what, like 1,500 people? Bernie was stacking thousands. At one point, I think somebody said he had close to 20,000 people in an arena. And this was consistent. The bigger the state, the bigger the population, the more gigantic the rally. This happened as well in 2020. It started happening in 2019. There was clear, decisive proof that there were more people physically. And I gotta say, I'm pissed off at a lot about the campaign, but I'll get into that. And well, I'm gonna tell you now, since I've already brought it up. You've got to take pictures of this stuff. You've got to circle that camera around and show the amount of people that are out there. I swear to God, right? I mean, you've got to present the mass to the people to show that there's people supporting him, that have his back. That was huge in 2016. I didn't see a lot of it in 2020, 2019, 2020. Not that much. Not at all. Which is sad. And every once in a while you get a small glimpse of the crowds of people that would go for hundreds of yards in some giant park or big arena or wherever the case may be, every once in a while. But compared to everybody else, compared to the sizes of these rallies, and I'm talking about the Dems because there's a lot of fucking crazies out there, naive and ignorant, or just a lot of one percenters for Trump. But when it comes to the Democratic side, supposedly, or the more liberal or neoliberal or moderate or whatever, um, these other candidates had nothing. There's the physical proof was out there, right? And then when it came down to assessing all that information from 2016 to now, right? Assessing all that information and saying, okay, we got screwed at that state, this primary, that primary, this here, this Super Tuesday, that Super Tuesday. What's our plan, Faiz? What are we going to do this time, Faiz Shakir? Right? And I'm not going to blame you fully, Shakir, Faiz Shakar. I'm not. I'm not blaming you fully because it's still Bernie's boat. It's his boat. He has his hands on the steering wheel. But sometimes he's got to do other things. So he has to to say, hello, number one, or second in command, right? To come and take the wheel. But can you trust that person? Can you look at that person and say, you have all the qualities necessary, and the people that you've worked with or been associated with fully and completely are with me? That wasn't the case, Bernie. And I'm talking to Bernie. It's your boat. This is your fault. And now you're reassessing now? You should have been reassessing in 2016. You should have been preparing for who you're going to let take the wheel, who's going to be in your circle or your group or your loop or your club or clan of friends that you can trust the most, which I believe on the Hill in Congress, right, in the U.S. Congress, is probably three people. Probably three people. One, maybe. Definitely, I believe, your wife, right? But she's not on the. I'm talking about work associates, right? Public servants. I would say definitely Tulsi Gabbard, for sure. That is one. And the other two, no. I just don't see anybody else out there. I was going to say some other people. I'm not even going to bring them up. Because, okay, Nina Turner. Nina Turner. I think she's there. She's standing. Definitely not Acacia or Kate fucking AOC, whatever the fuck her name is. No. Because she's said on many occasions, or just one occasion actually at The View, oh, we look at Nancy Pelosi as Mama Bear. Who used to work for Nancy Pelosi? Faiz Shakir. Shakir. I keep saying this wrong. I'm just going to call him Faiz. Right? That was a bad choice. Right? I mean, I understand I think, and this is my opinion, AOC rode your coattails. She got herself, she knew nothing was going to happen for her. She knew this wasn't going to do anything for her. She can't run for president. She can't be vice president. She's already in the House or Senate or whatever the fuck she is. And she's trying to be your apprentice. Well, when that's not going to fucking happen with her. Not if she's saying Nancy Pelosi is Mama Bear, which means that she wants to model herself after Nancy Pelosi. That's clearly indicated. So she rode your coattails. She got some publicity. It's marketing. Look at it that way. I'm telling you, Bernie, nobody's your fucking friend. We've been telling you this for a long time. A lot of people have been saying this. But ultimately, to blame, it's Bernie Sanders. Ultimately. Hands down. After that, you should have completely saw that Faiz Shakir and all of his minions, or everybody that he decided to bring in and sell to you, that, oh, you can trust that person. Oh, this person will do this. Oh, that person will do that. No, they didn't. They, I believe, set up a sentinel wall to keep you from hearing and listening to the people like myself, for sure. Jimmy Dore, who is fucking pissed off. I thought Jimmy Dore yesterday and this morning, excuse me, last night and this morning, or today, I thought that guy's head was going to blow off. He is fucking livid. And he has good cause, just like the rest of us have good cause. Because you have ran your campaign like shit since 2016. And you've been picking the wrong people because you're not reaching out. And I think the problem is these people that are referred to you, maybe like Faiz or whoever, who also used to work for Harry Reid, who voted for the Iraq War, and we found out that he was a fucking Nancy Pelosi clone, right? Didn't really do shit, and he of course went right through and helped Obamacare come out, which was actually Romney Care, which still left thousands of people in the dark and millions of people out of fucking quality health care with rates that over time in this pool they were talking about didn't fucking work. Did not fucking work. Whether you had an employer or didn't have an employer, you still had to pay. The bill still comes due, right? Doctor Strange. It's a good movie. And everybody is still having to pay it. It was Dennis Kucinich came out in 2010 and tried to push this, tried to get you guys to do something, and something was starting to happen with him. And I think maybe you were on board with him. And what's that guy's name? Alan Grayson also was there, I think, at the time, and there was a few others. But Obama and the neoliberal, moderate, fucking big pharma, big insurance, slaves or pawns or whores, in my professional opinion, took the fucking Romney Care deal. And they just pushed these dentists out of the way. Dennis Kucinich supported Tulsi, which I think was a good idea. Right? I think that was a good idea. Now, here's what people, I believe, need to understand. And I'm getting to this. You're so high on this mountain, and the Hill, Congress, is so more recently out of touch with people that are in the trenches, people that are doing drive-through or working in a factory or making $8.75 an hour, or $7.75 an hour, or not even, or making $10 an hour, or whatever the case may be, and having to work 1, 2, 3 jobs just to get through and do what they can. You're out of touch, and the thing is I'm surprised you didn't listen to us. You know, Kyle Kalinske had a great plan, and he brought it out after things are starting to get wishy-washy. He's like, dude, you've got to fucking do this. Bro, you've got to fucking not be Joe's friend. You've got to take him down, call him out on his dementia, which you fucking lost that. He even brought up dementia. He even brought up Alzheimer's. He brought it up during that last debate. It's personal. We can't have somebody in the Oval Office that's going to push a button that will kill everybody. because he thinks it's a fucking uh, coffee pot or something. You're not getting this. It's amazing, and honestly, there's a lot of assessment that didn't happen. All the factors that came in from 2016, it's you didn't prepare. You didn't think they were going to cheat. You didn't think they were going to rig, collude, lie, steal, propaganda. You weren't prepared for that. It's like, where was Faiz Shakir after the first Super Tuesday, after the Iowa? Where was he? What did you say to him? I'd like to know. Did you say, hey, what the fuck just happened? How come you didn't know about these shadow apps? How come everybody knew that everybody and their mother in the neoliberal establishment Democratic Party, including Pete Buttigieg or Puppet Pete, gave thousands of dollars to the shadow app? You guys didn't do your research. That's at the fault of the campaign manager. I mean, I know you trust and you counted on this guy, but he fucking majorly dropped the ball. That was the time. That was the time you should have said, you know what? I've got to go further out and reach and find, and sadly it might be too late. Because now we're going to get stuck with two fucking imbeciles. Trump 1 and Trump 2. Or Trump and his vice president Biden. And that's what we're going to have to fucking deal with. Right? And only now do they understand socialism, because people are starting to die, and this big COVID-19 coronavirus is starting to really piss people off. And we're not just talking about Democrats, we're also talking about Republicans, because they don't like what the fuck's going on. You guys should be protecting us, for sure. That's why we pay you the big bucks. That's why we give you access to the fucking Federal Reserve, just to type in whatever fucking monies you need. Yeah. Look, I'm pissed. A lot of people are fucking pissed off. I know they're feeling my pain. But there was no research done. You didn't look at the factors, what was coming out, what was going to happen. Like Stevie from Redneckonomics said, and I'll say it again, I've said it in a few shows. With Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazil, the actions of Tom Perez, and everybody so far, months ago, years ago, you didn't create a task force, a group of people in Faiz, this is very much your fault, to find out what the processes are for voting and not give people that information a year in advance or months in advance. You scrambled for the process of California and a few other states 2 or 3 days before, maybe reaching just a few people, even though they're still colluding, even though they're still not rigging, even though they're still cheating. I mean, there's so many different areas of how they could cheat, and if they did cheat, would they cheat? They did. And I said this. Why did Debbie Wasserman Schultz step down again? Because she fucking cheated. But here's the thing that Stevie brought up, and it still rings clear to this day. Nobody got in trouble. Actually, most of those people got raises, in a sense. They went on to do bigger and better things within the establishment. Just get out of there. I'll get you a fucking job doing this. Don't worry about it. Okay, said the Hillary Clinton mafia. Right? I don't know. It's okay. Whatever. But here's the thing. You can't at all say, you cannot at all say that you didn't see this coming. Knowing those facts, that for sure they cheated you, right? And however that meeting went down that day before the convention, where Obama called you or talked to you and you had a quick conversation with Hillary Clinton, whatever the threat was, whatever the promise was, etc. What exactly were you going to do? What was your next play? And like I've always said, so they're going to do something. So nothing happened to them. So you can't expect them not to come after you with more fervor, with a bigger gauntlet of people, with a fucking tsunami of cheating and rigging and colluding. Oh me, oh my, lions and tigers and bears. I mean, how did you not expect that? How did you not expect that this was going to happen? And it's really sad that that you didn't look at Faiz and sit with him and say, "What the fuck is going on, dude?" Like I said, physically, you could see the differences. Not everybody's. People were having rallies down the street from your rally, but their rally had 10% of the people compared to your rally. You had thousands and thousands of people, and down the street there's like looks like a fucking child's birthday party. It's insane. It's insane. It's just they were going to come after you tooth and nail. They did. You didn't see that coming. Their chess moves were three or four moves ahead of you. And Shaiz Fakir kept talking about, um, the, doing things through applications and software and all this other crap. When what he should have been talking about is what you need to fucking do. And I truly believe that he was the firewall to you and others around you. Weren't giving you information that Kyle Kalinske was trying to fucking get to you, right? You interviewed with him 2 or 3 years ago, right? Jimmy Dore was trying to give you just the best fucking advice ever, right? Mike Figueroa was trying to show you what's really going on many occasions, right? With the Humanist Report, right? Tim Black was fucking going crazy trying to get you to do just maybe 2 or 3 things that could have changed the tide. But the biggest thing is, in my opinion, is you have to stop thinking these people give a shit about you. Or maybe they do, but we don't know. Maybe they've already promised you a rose garden or a fucking villa in Tahiti or Bora Bora or whatever. I don't know. Which I don't think is the case. I'm not going to sit here and say, Bernie, you're a piece of shit, you're this, you're that, because you're not. You're not. You just needed to just put those few things together. And the few things are simple. When the DNC, during the case, what was that case that they just had? It'll come to me later. But anyway, that came out and said afterwards, and there was a case, and it got dismissed, or whatever the case may be, that they can do whatever they fucking damn well please in their party. That is a fucking red flag. That is a red flag. When nobody got spanked or hand slapped or thrown in jail or guillotined or lynched, whatever. That's a red flag. Everybody got off scot-free for all the shit they did to you and took and stole from you. Votes that are still happening now that are being stolen from you. There are accounts of many different states, ballots that were never seen, thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions, that were maybe casted to somebody else, even though it said your name, taking your vote and giving it to someone. I mean, the list goes on, and yet you haven't said anything about an investigation. Maybe the first thing you should have done when you walked into this is said, I have a task force. I have a group of individuals that are assigned to go out to every state to find out exactly what the processes are, what the voting system is, who's in charge of it, who it's connected to, and expose all that information from the fucking very beginning. Didn't do it. Faiz fucking definitely didn't do it. He didn't even think of that. Maybe he didn't want to. Like I've always said, you work for big money people like Nancy Pelosi. These are big fucking money people. Harry Reid, big fucking money person. John Kerry, big fucking money people. When you lose, who do you think's going to pat Faiz on the back? You? You? No. No. I guarantee you that he's going to get a call on his cell phone because they still got his number. Good job. Good job fucking up his campaign, man. Playing stupid and just keeping him distracted, right? There are so many people out there that were trying their hardest to tell you. I mean, if we needed, I think we just needed banners to say dump Faiz. We needed banners to say get a coalition or a group of people or a task force prior to these elections in these states that have screwed you. I mean, this one guy in one of my videos clearly stated, oh, let me check my thing to just see if anybody's on it. Maxwell, hey, buddy. Faint armor. Hello. Facts. Yeah, I got a few people here. That's nice. Bernie Sanders must be direct on his alleged reassessment and on an attempt to form a new party, draft Bernie Sanders for a new party, or something like that. I think he needs to contest all this. And I put it in here, and I think what he needs to do, you guys, and I'm going to stop slapping him around. You know, I mean, I think the guy knows now. I think he's still scratching his head. Why? But it's very simple. You should have said in the beginning, at least announcing that. There's a task force. I got a group of people. I have professionals. I have investigators checking to make sure everything's fair. We're going to get that process ready and able for our voters. Then they know they're on check. Those states, those officials, those criminals in the neoliberal, moderate, piece of shit, fucktard party that now exists in the Democratic Party are on blast. They know that they're going to be watched. They know that they're going to be looked at. They know they're going to be scrutinized. But that never happened. That never fucking happened. That would have been like, I brought that up a while ago. God, when did I bring that up? I'll find my show. I don't know. I've got a lot of shows. This is my 266th video show. I've done a few with Evan Kim and a few other people, and I've had this podcast. I had a blog talk radio show since 2014, January 2014. So I've been doing this for a little while, and I've been following stuff for a long time, right? But I think right now Bernie needs to basically point out the information that he's received and come out and say, nah, I'm not taking this. Tom Perez should have never had those people go out and vote during a fucking pandemic. The reason why that was so important for them is because the longer people wait to hear who Biden is and what he's really about, which is shit, the more they're going to turn, and the more they would have thought that Bernie may have wanted to create a group or listen to the people that are trying to tell him what to do. You know, Jamal Thomas, right? Political soapbox. And then you have the new guy coming out with Political Misfits. Great job. Zoom Politicon. You guys got to watch her. She's fantastic. Right? The Convo Couch. Very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. Those guys, I keep forgetting their names. Isabel and his name, which I always forget, which I hate that because I'm shitty with names. But anyway, they are an amazing group of people, and they're saying all the same things I'm saying, or fucking damn close, right? What he needs to do at this point is say, you know what, fuck you. I don't believe. I've gotten reports. He needs to come out and just say it. We've done a thorough assessment so far of what's been happening, and Stevie from Red Economics said this, and Joe hinted to this at the last debate. I have no money, Bernie. How in the heck? And he goes, so how am I winning? Because they're fucking cheating for you, dumbass. They're cheating. You're not doing any rallies. You're not going anywhere. You're not talking to anybody. They're fucking cheating. There are people out there that can clearly prove that those machines can be rigged. There are people out there that can clearly prove that with video that this flipping coin process was ridiculous, and take it into a court of law. Take it to the fucking Supreme Court. Take it somewhere, but don't let them do this. We cannot have another fucking 4 years of this idiot, imbecile talk show, fucking reality show, spoiled brat continue to run this country. Who's got all these I mean, I get it. He loves the show. He loves the attention. I mean, if narcissism was a word, if narcissism was a person, that would be your person, Donald Trump, for sure, for sure. And people look at him like that's a good thing. No, it's a bad thing, right? Bully, no, it's a bad thing. Asshole, no, it's a bad thing. Okay, religion, Christian, but not being a Christian, but still being an asshole. Religion is an excuse. I've told many people this, but just because you go to church doesn't mean you can still treat people like shit. And this happens constantly all over the world. All over the fucking world. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I think his best course of action is he's got to challenge this at the convention. He's got to keep moving. Have a serious talk with Faiz. I don't know about firing him is going to help him right now. I think it's too late for that. But he needs to bring some other people. He should be reaching out. He should be reaching out, going, what the fuck? Listen to these guys. Listen to these people that are out there fucking in the trenches. Mox News, been a great, great stuff out there. We Are Change has got some good stuff out there, right? Real News. And also there's a new one coming out that's really good. IMN, Independent Media Network, right? Independent Media Network. William Pounds does that, along with Chad Wilson. And these names are going to keep coming in my head, but there's a ton of people out there that are fully supporting you, Bernie, fully and absolutely supporting you, and trying to do the things. You've got to get out of the box you're in. Break through these sentinels, break through these walls. Yeah, so here's his options at this point. Have a big fucking talk with somebody who still believes in him, who sacrificed and dethroned herself from the Dem chair in 2016 or 2015, 2016, and stepped down because she saw and she was witness to the rigging, colluding, and cheating. And she goes, I can't be a part of this. Fuck you and your military-industrial complex, fucking whore bitch, Hillary Mafia Clinton. Right? Screw that. And this corporate party that exists between the two parties. She gets this. He needs to ask her. They need to work together to go together with their information as a team and challenge the DNC. That is, I think, the best thing he could do. If he takes Nina, I'm just telling you right now, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's going to work. And I know people are going to be pissed off with me saying that. And I'm going to be honest with you, right? A lot of people aren't ready for a woman president, but I'm telling you right now, there are some fucking racist pigs out there, and they're not ready for a black woman president. I'm sorry. That's just, I think she'd be great. I think she would be the greatest fucking vice president ever, and I think she would be an amazing job at president. But I do see a little opportunism with her sometimes. I kind of sense that. I don't know if maybe I'm wrong. But somebody that's earned it, who has been talking to both sides, who has been in the trenches, who has been fucking, oh God, what is that? Just rolled around and bullied. And I mean, there's so many words to that effect that she's gone through. Just a plethora of character assassinations, like character assassinations with idiots. Joey Behar, whatever the fuck her name is. God, that woman's idiot. Whoopi Goldberg. God, that is probably the most out of touch black woman I know on this fucking planet, besides Condoleezza Rice. But I think Condoleezza Rice knew what she was doing. Whoopi's just fucking, she's gone. Right? She should go back serving drinks on the fucking Enterprise. Yeah, that's her best option, is both of them together going into the convention and saying, look, this happened to me here. This happened to me. Here's our list. Here's our list of shit. Right? Big fucking list. And I can prove you guys fucking did this. And I can prove you guys did this. But they got to start now. A lot of that information is probably gone and thrown away or, shredded in a lot of these states. I guarantee it. This stuff, like I said, should have been happening a long time ago. The task force. The fucking fair, transparent task force. The FTT. We call it the FTT, right? Get the FTT. We got the FTT out there, which hopefully one day there will be, right? But like the most giant obstacle out there is Citizens United, McCutcheon versus the FEC, and the fact that the campaign finance reform has not been fucking fixed or touched. That's probably it. And I've been talking about that since 2014. Right? Forever. And many people have too. Yeah, so there's two options for him. Get together with Tulsi, challenge the DNC, or by himself challenge the DNC at this point. But if he reassesses and doesn't understand that Faiz Shakir has not been the guy, right, then he's screwed. I don't know if it makes a difference at this point. But it's just kind of funny and sad and pathetic at the same time. Seriously? You're going to reassess things now? Now? Fucking A. It's fucking amazing. See if I get people watching. Oh, let me see. Baxter's still. Is this thing still working? You know what? And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. I can't chew gum and rub my belly and walk at the same time. Can't do it. And I'm terrible with monitoring my my chat. And it's bad. And it's bad. I get it. It's bad. But I have to be. I'm trying to be as empathetic as possible, and tolerant and everything. But you fucked up. You fucked up. You didn't assess 2016 and say, wow, what are we going to do this time? No, you didn't. You didn't fucking do it, man. And this is what happens. If what I've gotten from some successful people out there, which I suck at most of the time, is you show up, right? You show up, you do the job, right? If you show up with a plan, you'll definitely do the job for sure, and you'll be pretty successful. If you show up on time with a plan, then you're probably going to win the race. You're probably going to do well and be very successful and win it. But your timing was off. You didn't have a good plan, right? And Faiz and a lot of the people that were connected to you didn't show up. And you guys have been late. You guys have been, from what it's looked like, is you guys have been behind the curve or catching, or just been lagging the whole entire time. All this stuff and information, like, for example, and like I said, and I'll just reiterate it just to get it out there again. When you put out that video in regards to how to vote and when to vote and what to do in California, maybe you should have done that months ago. for all the states. And you should have had the TFF, the Transparent, wait, Task Force, the Transparent Task Force, the Transparent Voting, fucking whatever I said. I don't know. We definitely should have it. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for watching. I do hope, and I swear, I do hope that Bernie doesn't give up, right? Because then if Bernie stops, because that's it, fuck it, I'm done. Then they win, and we're all fucked. I mean, we may all be fucked anyway because of this coronavirus shit, right? And I've got some dots that I'm still connecting with that, and I'm going to be talking with somebody that's got some serious dots and some serious connections in regards to that. I'll be doing that, and it's an ongoing investigation with me because I want to see why and when and how and who is this benefiting. You know, this coronavirus stuff, but that's in the future. But for now, Bernie Sanders and Faiz Shakar need to get together and fucking and get this shit done, and get in touch with Tulsi and say, Tulsi, let's just go after him. Fuck it. What do we got? Who the fuck cares, right? Just you two guys say right now what we're going to do is we're going to create a task force. You have lawyers and investigators gathering information that we've already obtained, right? That we've already obtained, not that you're going to obtain, that you've all understand those words, already have obtained and been assessing from day one. Make it, which you could be doing, which maybe you have been doing, see what would transpire during this course of, through all these courses of events, so that you can show them, hey, we were watching you. You think we haven't been watching? But we got all this fucking proof, and we're going to the convention with it. That's a good play. That's almost, that could be, you know, that could be a check move, but not a checkmate, right? But try to get ahead on your moves, you guys, for fuck's sake. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for paying attention. And Bernie, fucking, if you give up, then you're just handing another fucking disgustingly terrible 4 years. And honestly, we were at the precipice, man. We were at it. And now I fear and I pray to all the gods for so many fucking people out there that are going to die and be killed, and wars and famine, and it's just going to be terrible. It is going to be bad. And I blame fucking Bernie and his terrible assessment of 2016 and not putting together a plan and showing up on time to do the right things with the right staff, with the right people. It's your boat, Bernie. If you want to fix this, I hope that everybody that's watching this tonight will scream and yell out, grab Tulsi. Say you're going to challenge at the convention, with or without her, with Nina, whoever you want to fucking use. But you've got to come at these people. Don't let them keep pushing you down. Like Tulsi says, and I say, and everybody says, keep punching up. Keep punching up. All right, guys. Aloha. Mahalo. Thank you for being on my show. Remember, power is talk. Talking is power. Try to keep it that way. Aloha. Thank you all.